All right, we are back for episode 15.
15.
Wow,
there.
15.
15
Going
week,
going
week 16.
into week 17.
17, yeah.
Yeah, going into week 17. And if I had, what's that song? I will remember you.
Brody's
That
here.
song? Do you know that song?
Yeah.
Will you remember me? That song right there is a sad song. And that's the Patriots.
You thought about that all night, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. The Patriots at this point right now.
I'll give that to you.
The Patriots at this point right now. Will you remember the 20-year span of greatness?
Yes, you have to.
Okay, because at this point right now, against the Bills, the Buffalo Bills, where I feel like they even were trying to poke the sleeping bear with the billboard on Route 1 as the buses come down to play at Gillette Stadium. Buffalo Bills, you have the best fans. You know, like
you do realize
you
the
don't
Buffalo,
need to,
the
like,
Buffalo
come on.
Bills last year. We're going about a year ago if we rewind.
Yeah.
They wanted to get rid of Josh Allen last year.
Yeah, but I mean, I see. I wasn't on that. Get rid of Josh. Oh, the fans probably
fans
wanted.
were,
Yeah,
yeah.
the fans were.
Yeah.
But the fans, I mean, look.
But look at the
after
fans
the
now.
game, they're both like, "Well, Josh Allen." He said, "Break the table, bang." You know, like before the game, they're like, "Yeah, Josh Allen's the best." Yeah, the jersey on. Yeah.
they're
And
still talking about Brady.
after the game, they're taking it off. I hate this jersey.
Yeah. Like,
But no, he's improved drastically.
that's like New England right now. You literally have. It's nonstop of Belichick needs to be fired. He's the worst GM. The worst.
There's nobody said there.
Yes, it is. It's all over.
So look,
You have to be an idiot to think that.
Cam Newton has been the perfect target to deflect things from Bill to Cam Newton.
Yeah, but it's everywhere, like all over, like talk radio.
Yeah,
and all
well,
that stuff.
I mean, he destroyed his phone, the sideline phone.
I like that though.
He
I like
destroyed
that
it.
Bill though.
Yeah, you know what it was?
It was the first time you see him fired up.
Ernie called down to Bill.
Yeah,
and
challenge
said,
this one.
Hey, Bill, challenge that, Bill. And he's like, and he reached down his sock, he challenged it. Then he looked at the jumbotron,
like,
and he saw 2 feet touch, and he was like, and just the like the thermostat in the cartoons, it gets to the top. And
So did he call Ernie? You think on the phone there?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and he was just.
He's like, what the? Probably, I'm thinking, what the F?
That wasn't even close though.
No, it was terrible. And I feel like any challenge that's ever thrown, challenge flag, it's something that's not even close.
Yeah.
You're like, that. Yeah, 2 feet are down.
Yeah.
2 feet are down.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't even. But like they didn't challenge some other. Like, remember the Kansas City game? There was a big play that didn't get challenged. I think it was like a fumble or something like that, or a catch. And it was clear, and they didn't challenge it. Lost the game because of it. But
You can eat that. Don't eat the.
No, but all over the place. It's Belichick can't rebuild this team. He can't do anything. I mean, it's the dumbest thing in the world. Yes, he's had a tough time drafting skill positions. I'll give the pundits that one. He hasn't been the greatest at that.
Switchback Brewing Company.
You want to open one up now?
Let's do it early because it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
It's a sad day for us.
Because you're still singing your song.
Will you remember me?
But the thing is, though, Bill can easily rebuild this team. I think that it's not even a total rebuild. You just need some.
What is this? So does 100% unfiltered mean like they just turn the faucet water on?
Yeah.
And it's not filtered water?
Go to the creek and just.
So is that what that means?
Yeah, but it boils though, doesn't it? Like.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, but like, do people drink unfiltered water?
Yeah, you see the raw water? I think it's called raw water.
Raw.
Raw.
Get sick from the water type
Yeah,
thing?
like like you just go to a river.
Yeah, and then like what if like
pitcher?
a mile upriver there's a dude just
That's the cool thing
taking
about
a
it.
deuce in the water.
Yeah,
And then you're
you can
sick.
buy it online.
Raw water.
Yeah, Neiman Marcus sells it.
So the land that I have up in New Hampshire, there's a waterfall that comes like from the top of the mountain and it comes down to like this quarry area.
Yeah.
I would drink that, I think. Right?
No, there's like bacteria.
How is there? Yeah, but what's the difference between that and that? But doesn't the
No, I know
rock?
it's terrible. I don't know why people would do
I mean,
this.
but if you're gonna drink anything, Brody, please don't eat the foam. I don't
raw
want you
water
to
is
ingest
water
that.
found in the environment that has not been treated and does not have any minerals, ions, particles, bacteria, or parasites removed.
It keeps the parasites.
Yeah, it keeps the
Oh,
parasites.
great! So you can get a tapeworm.
Yeah.
And it will kill you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Here, Brody. You ever noticed Brody's been with us every episode since I've got him because my wife was against a puppy. So anytime I leave, she says, "Take your dog." So
You got away with it last week.
Last week, I got away with it, but then I was told, never again. Brody, look, here's a new one. New, yeah, he likes these, by the way. Yeah, eat that up, dude. Eat that up. Yesterday, he was at the back door, and sometimes I'll let him out by himself, which I shouldn't because he's basically in human life, he's like a 6-week-old baby, I guess, like in dog years.
Yeah.
He's 4 months, but in human years, he's like an infant. So I let him out. I thought he was going to do his deal. He did, but then he came back, and he was bright orange, and I smelled him like, is that throw up? Is he to roll around in his throw up? And he had found a pumpkin that I threw in the woods to disintegrate, and he was rolling in it. So
You got to use de-shedding shampoo on him.
de-shedding?
Mhm.
Use that in the beard?
No.
So when
It
I had a
always
big
sheds.
beard, when I had a really big beard, I
You never
always
had a really big beard.
I mean, half of what you have, but
Yeah.
big enough to where it was like here-ish, not like there.
Yeah.
But I would look down at like my plate and I'd see, there's always hair.
Well, it's
there.
because you have hair on your head always comes out, but the hair from your head is like thin hair, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine. Then the hair from your face is like thicker hair, so you see it. Yeah, it's all the time. Like
Oh, that's pretty good.
if I look down the shower, there's always like at the drain there's tons.
So this
is pretty good.
Switchback
though.
Brewing
I think it's the
Company.
bacteria.
It could be.
Or the
Now,
parasite. No.
would that be a skiing logo type deal? Looks like maybe Switchback.
Yeah, it's Switchback to Mountain.
Yeah. This is pretty good. They had an IPA and then they had this ale, which
It's pretty good.
last night I had a couple bourbons with my friend Joel, and I didn't want to go crazy IPA because those things like what the one we do last week.
I don't know what it was, but it was
Very
it
strong.
was pretty strong.
Yeah, that one I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
this one's good.
it's pretty good.
What'd you get? No, don't swallow that. There we go. Plastic in the intestines. Not good. Here, why don't you chew your bone? Now you're strong enough where you can take pieces off of that.
Yeah, can't be getting that anymore. He'll pass out soon.
Yep, he will. He's tired. I ran him. So back to the state of the Patriots. When I watched that game, I was like, well, what the heck happened to everything? Special
They
teams.
looked okay though, like the first couple drives.
Yeah, first couple. I mean,
Demir
they do
Bird
the
had
truck.
the-
The trick play, and the dude hit him. It hit him in the face. The ball hit him in the face. You know.
Yeah,
So,
it wasn't like in the chest or anything. It was
no, it was in the face.
Yeah.
This dog, I'm telling you, this dog is testing me. Bro, get out of here and stop eating that.
You can't eat Mike's foam.
We got tons of that foam.
I know, but he can't. That's not good for his small intestines.
Hey, come here.
Yeah,
Bro.
try and swallow that.
Bro.
Let's see if the swallow test. Can a dog swallow foam? No.
He's eating your bottle of water.
Oh, that's perfect. Here, chew that. Come here. Just don't pop it. You think you'd pop through that?
That's pretty thick.
But it was just weird to watch that type of game where, drop passes. Cam threw for what, 30 yards? 35 yards? 40
I think
yards.
hit him through 42.
That is so bad. He bites hard too.
Yeah, no.
The tree tech guy was over down the
razor
street.
teeth.
He was down the street from my house,
See?
and he was just playing with him, and he grabbed his hand, and he like blood. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, it's the little razor teeth.
So
They haven't
tree
been-
tech, what that was a pre-existing injury from a tree, and was reopened by my dog. Okay, and it wasn't a bite.
Did you document it?
I did. I said,
video it and
Yeah, I
everything?
said, look, that's a
Sign the
tree.
waiver?
That's a tree issue, not a Brody. Well, someone's gonna sue somebody. Like, look at the guy. He's not vicious. He's just chilling. He's
See?
chilling.
He's good now, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna
gonna
relax.
pass out.
He's gonna pass out. He's tired. He was tired on the way here. I had him running around the yard before he came.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, when you look at the big picture They need quarterback, wide receiver, possibly a center, possibly a new guard.
Oh, they're gonna sign Andrews.
Tooney?
No, they're not gonna sign Tooney.
No, he's gone.
But they have other guards.
Okay. Tackles? They think they're good in the tackle position?
Yeah, because Isaiah Wynn will be back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Cannon's coming back.
No, I think he'll ride off into the Texas sunset.
Yeah, I think he's done. They need a tight end.
Tight end. So
Receiver.
Quarterback, receiver, tight end. Now, no, you don't just need the quarterback. You can't just have a quarterback. You need the number one wide receiver. That's a good receiver. A good tight end that is a man. You need a pass rusher.
Yep.
You need an outside, like a good, like every down Bosa, Watt, like some like dude that's the dude.
Yeah.
I think they could use a coverage inside linebacker.
Yeah.
Inside linebacker.
But that's not like they don't need like the top of the top linebacker though. Like they need a number one receiver. They need a good tight end.
They just need the dude from
depth.
Buffalo 58.
Oh yeah.
He's a beast now.
And he's a free agent.
He can run.
He's a free agent.
Yeah. Bring him here.
I know.
He'd be a good guy on the inside. That
Yes.
He's a guy that could cover. He can run. He's fast. He was tackling James White in the open field like nothing.
100%. I think that's like the perfect guy you can get, right? Because it's not crazy money or anything either.
He might be crazy money though. Like what's crazy money? I don't know.
But the Patriots, when you look at every other team right now with like what they're going to have, they have crazy money to go out and do some stuff with. I think Bill knew all along that he was just going to try to piece together a team this year. I mean, they had some cap space because of the opt-outs, but he didn't know that until after the draft, after free agency. I mean, it was right before the season, so it's not like he could go do anything with that money that he saved. So he knew it. I mean, he's made a couple comments about it that they sold out, and now they got to rebuild and all that. But they do have some good young pieces.
You didn't sell out for me. Well, I was the idiot. I didn't go.
That's what he's got. He's got to find some more you.
He's smart. He's Bill's smart. Everybody's smart.
But that's the thing, though, is like with all this hoopla out there that Bill can't build a team. He's a terrible GM and all that.
Look at all the talent that he's found over the years.
Yeah, like he hasn't hit well in the first round. But who wouldn't you want Bill Belichick drafting for you from rounds 3 to 7? And going on and looking at the undrafted
and I have
market.
no issue with him trading down. I know a lot of people always have an issue with like, why didn't he take the best pick available instead of trading it away for 2 or 3 more people? I'm on the side of like that is probably the smart move when it comes to building a football team
because you find David Andrews, you find
like
Joe
there's
Tooney.
a hunger in like a FU inside of a lot of guys that are drafted in the lower rounds that feel like they were better than where they should have, like they're better than where they were drafted, so they go out and they prove it. But then you get your guys that when you pass on them, you're like, okay, that guy's a freak. Like you're gonna have your first rounders where you're like, that dude's clear cut, badass, like Bosa.
Yeah. But Patriots don't pick there because they win. They don't.
Yeah,
pick
but
in
they
those
have
spots.
the ability this year. They're gonna have the highest pick that they've ever had.
Yeah, but it's like 13 to 15. That's kind of what it's going to be.
You think they'll be 13 at this point? I mean, if they lose to the Jets, they'll be 6-10. The Jets will have 3 wins. I mean, they'll be like.
I think it's like 13 to 15.
Really?
Yeah.
At that record?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, I thought they'd be a little bit higher, like 10 or something.
The standings. I'm almost positive it's going to be there. Oh, did you see the other news about who could possibly be the next Patriots quarterback coach?
Who's going to be the Patriot quarterback coach?
One of your favorites, Adam Gase.
No.
Yeah. What
Did they fire him though? He's still a head coach.
They've told him they're going to fire him after the game. He's done after the game.
I mean, I don't think that he'd have I actually think he'd be a good position coach. Other than and maybe the issues that he has. I think that they'd be like 2 peas in a pod with like their football minds and Gase like his.
He'll get everything out of Gase.
And Gase, I don't have anything against Gase as like the coach itself, like a position coach. I just think that a head coach specifically has to have a certain status or like a certain
like
in front of the team. You have to have a certain presence and respect and presence.
Gase will never get that.
Gase, I mean, there's coaches that don't have that.
Gase
that
won't
don't make that never can be head coaches because of that.
He's been a head coach 3 times now, right? Isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Twice at least.
Twice. If
Miami
and usually the
Jets.
second time is your last opportunity to do anything.
The Patriots currently have the 15th worst record in the NFL.
Oh wow!
So you got the Jaguars. The ones that they won't catch. Patriots have 6 wins. So you have a bunch of 5-win teams. So Broncos, Lions, Giants, Panthers. Then you have a bunch of 4-win teams: Bengals, Eagles, Texans, Falcons, and then the Jets and the Jaguars.
Brody.
So your best case scenario, I think, is kind of where you're sitting, 15th.
Brody, take a load off, dude.
Which I think he trades the pick if he's 14th or 15th.
I think he does too.
Unless he can trade up. I wouldn't put that past him trading up and grabbing a quarterback if he's in love with one of them. Because they explored trading up for Baker Mayfield. They explored all that. Who'd you rather have, Baker Mayfield or Cam Newton right now?
Neither.
If you had to have one.
Hoyer.
But I think the best thing to do is get a veteran quarterback, draft Pitts, the tight end.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think if you get Fitzpatrick, you draft Pitts as your tight end, you get a quarterback in like the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th round, let him mentor under there, figure out what you're doing. Because you have to have a number 1 receiver. And the Patriots, Edelman was kind of their number 1 receiver for a while, but he really wasn't because Gronkowski was the number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
he was
the clear cut.
You need a big time speed target guy like Metcalf, like Julio. Like, they've never had that. And you could get away with that because
Randy
you
Moss, that's all they had.
Yeah, but he was like at the end of his career. I'm saying like
monster year.
a young and he was probably aided by the fact that you had Tom Brady. So Tom Brady made up for a lot of the issues that you had offensively. He made everybody better.
Yeah.
So he made a number 2 receiver probably look like a number 1 receiver, number 3 a number 2, so like without Tom, I think that's the one thing too. And I don't see this another thing too that bothers me. The beginning of the year, there was all the memes of Tom and like putting the 4 up and like like head down on the sideline with Bill, like having his
Leave Ninko's Tom alone.
Having his sip of juice and like pushing away the microphones. I don't see any memes now. Where are the memes? Where's the Bill like?
They beat nobody.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, here, I gotta find this because.
But they're in the playoffs for the first time in like.
They
15 years.
They have to have the easiest schedule in the world. Okay. So, these are the teams they've beat. The Panthers, the Broncos, the Chargers. They beat the Packers.
Packers are a good team.
They beat the Raiders.
Get out of there.
Giants, Panthers, Vikings, Falcons, Lions. That's who they've beat.
Yeah, that's bad.
They've beat one good team. Because you can't put the Raiders in there because of what they just did against the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
They'll be one and done. They'll get to the playoffs and they'll lose unless they catch lightning in a bottle and they just
they'll win
insane.
They'll win the first round because I think they're going to end up playing the NFC East.
Oh my goodness, that is a joke too. So imagine having 5 wins and you're in contention to win your division. Like, that's such a joke. That's like. It's like they should be disqualified and they should add another team from another conference.
Should be
that
if you're under
out.
500, you can't.
So
you can't make it.
like for example, that division is so terrible and they suck so bad. Like, let a team that just got squeaked out of it in one of the other divisions in the NFC get in.
Yeah,
you like let them get in and screw that division because they stink.
Yeah. So basically, if Tampa wins or the Rams lose. They play
those damn things.
They play the NFC East in the first round.
Yeah.
So I mean, they'll play either the football team or the Cowboys.
Get out of here. He's getting to that stage too now where like he's destructive. Like in the first few months, I'm like, he's not really hurting anything.
Cute dog.
Yeah, he's cute. He's not hurting anything. Now I look outside and my table, my like outdoor table, the corners are gone. Like, oh, awesome. No corners on that table. He was chewing the other day. I
think you told me I'm like, I don't know if you get a puppy. Oh, puppies are easy. Look at him. He'll just relax and lay down. That's what you said.
No, he's not.
I'll get him potty trained pretty quick.
He's still pissing.
Was he's a male?
Yeah.
Some of it's just marking.
I don't like that.
What do you send him to training?
Who wants him? Who wants Brody 50?
You get a lot of people.
I know.
You'll get a lot of takers.
I'd get a lot of takers, yeah. He's good looking.
Yeah.
There's a 80, I got him from Goldivo, however you say it, up in Cumberland, Maine, and there's like 80 males waiting list. It's like a year plus. It's crazy.
Yeah, if you've got
80
good
males.
line,
Yeah.
it's a.
That's
it's
like
a
a
big thing.
let's start breeding. Ninko breeding. Ninko.
You wouldn't be able to handle that.
No, I wouldn't. I'd lose my
You
mind.
handle the one.
So when I got Ruby, my Mastiff, I went to the house, my friend Jim and Ellen, that's the people that we bought the dog from, and they're awesome. They're like the best. But they had 6 adult Mastiffs in the house.
Wow.
6. And they'd in the basement there was like pens and stuff.
What, for the puppies or something?
No, for the adults.
Oh, wow.
And they like go downstairs, but it was like, talk about
That could be intense. That's like the movie
and
Beethoven.
if they fight like Mastiffs, you can't break up, like the fights are like serious. It's 200-pound dogs like going after each other.
Yeah.
So the way that you stop them is a fire extinguisher, and it like startles them, which is
So
insane.
I go breed Mastiffs then.
No, I had my I loved my Mastiff. I would have another Mastiff, but my wife was like, nope, we're not doing it, because she couldn't do anything.
Well, didn't you say no to the golden retriever?
She did. She said no to everything. But at the end of the
You
day,
still have Brody.
I still got Brody. Well, I figured once I got him to the house, there's no way she'd say, like, I don't want him. But she still said, I don't want him. Oh, man. You know what I broke out today? The penny Hardaways. Remember these? The pennies?
Those are pretty cool.
I've had these in the closet for years. I don't really ever. I mean, they're kind of. It took me back to like 5th grade with the commercials of the Rock or Chris Rock.
Oh, he's definitely.
Oh, he's moving that camera. Chris Rock and the little doll. Penny.
Yeah,
Remember
that was good.
Hey.
Would you buy all the shoes from your childhood, like the Bo Jacksons?
Yeah, well,
the
when
King
you're
Griffies?
an NFL football player like I was for a long time, I was sponsored by Nike.
Yeah.
So they give you an allotment of money every year, and you go on a website and like
Just buy whatever you want.
you buy whatever you want, and so for 11 years,
So you have like the Ken Griffies, the Bo Jacksons.
I got everything.
The Penny Hardaways.
I got everything.
What else would?
I got all the Jordans. I got all the Jordans. Every time they'd come out through Nike, I just go buy like 2-3 pair. So I have like brand new pairs in a box still.
Just got them everywhere.
All over.
That ain't bad.
But I had like $10,000 worth of merchandise every year for 11 years.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do with it? At the end of the year, I just say, hey, yeah, go on, spend whatever you want to like my family. Because at a certain point, you're like, all right, I have
I can't
enough
get any
Nike. I got enough shirts.
You still sponsored by Nike?
No, that's over.
They yanked that.
The second you're done, you like go to log in. You're like, I think I had 2 G's left. Let me get all my shoes I can. Done. Gone. In 2007, I knew I was getting cut. So like in training camp in 2007, I was like, well, how much do I got left? I'm going to buy everything I possibly can golf. So I got like the bag, the clubs, the driver, the sandwich. I got everything. And then they cut me. But I had all my. I spent all the money.
Shut off then?
What's that?
Did your account get shut off?
Oh, it's done. The second you're cut,
went
it's
back
done.
on when you
and
signed
then you
again?
get signed back on if somebody kicks back on. It's
Did
crazy.
they just sign anybody? Nike?
Well, back then in 2006, it was Reebok would give you money, like real money and merchandise. Nike would just give you merchandise unless you were like Reggie Bush or somebody.
Yeah.
Then they give you cash and merchandise. But I knew guys like that had like 50,000 in merch. I'm like, come on, like what are you gonna do with 50,000 a year in merchandise? Like I guess everybody gets
Get some Jordans.
everything. You just say like, yeah, spend it. But it was a good deal. I miss that. I'd go every night. I'd go on just search, browse. Oh, I like those. Send them to me.
So would they re-sign you? You think if you played in that the new league thing?
No, I think it's over. It's over. I'm 37 years old.
Did
I
you
didn't
turn it
know
down
that-
officially?
Yeah, I can't, dude. I can't get. I can't say what I was gonna say because it's not appropriate anymore. But if I got hit, I'd be on a certain street, and it wouldn't be a good street. You know. But at the end of the day, it's like, what? Why? There's no need. There's no need to.
You
do
were
that.
thinking about it.
Well, it's a quick, cash grab, but it's no like Mayweather fight where he's
Yeah,
gonna
no.
get like 100 million. It's
what I
like
mean. It's 150
like,
grand.
150. Cash would be nice though. Cash in hand,
80 grand after taxes.
no tax.
Yes, it is taxed.
No, cash.
So
He's probably
that one.
look. He even asked me like, "How many kids you got?" I'm like 3. He's probably like, "Nah, I don't want to
Yeah,
play.
shit.
Get KO'd. Get
Yeah.
sleep."
Got to go talk to somebody else on this one.
No, who got?
Why
who
don't you get
got
like Johnny
knocked-
Manziel?
Oh, no, the safety hit Cam Newton on the sideline. He was freaking rocked.
What?
And the Bills Patriots
Oh.
game on the sideline.
Like Pryor or something like that?
Yeah, but I'm saying Cam got it right in the side of the head.
Yeah, he got
had
ready
to
to bet up.
He had to have felt that. Whoa.
So, I mean, who do you think the starting quarterback in 2021 for the Patriots is going to be?
Starting quarterback 2021 is not going to be Jimmy G because Shanahan already said that Jimmy G's our quarterback in 2021.
That don't mean anything, though.
Fitzpatrick might as well make the whole like Miami, Buffalo,
I've been hearing
Jets.
from people that he doesn't want to come to New England.
He probably doesn't want to come
Yeah.
to New England. That would make the 4-team.
Yeah. So where are you at then?
Who's somebody in the NFL? No, Mariota.
I'll give you some names. Right, you got Stafford. For these are trade.
Yeah, but
candidates.
Stafford has to be traded.
Yes, these
So-
are trade candidates. You have
Yeah.
Stafford.
How about Matt
You
Ryan?
have Matt Ryan, Derek Carr.
No, don't give
Free
me.
agents, you got probably like Mariota, Fitzpatrick, which I don't think will come here. Dwayne Haskins.
No, thank you.
Who else is a free agent? I think that's really. I mean, you'll have like Phillip Rivers or something like that, but
I like Matty Ice. I like Stafford for a trade, but those guys are commanding big bucks. Like I'm talking like more money than they want to
Stafford
spend.
or Carr are the ones that would make sense, like on a trade.
But Stafford's hurt every single year. Every single year he's
You're
hurt.
advocating for Jimmy G.
Yeah, but
He's hurt every year.
he's young, so it's like it could be like
Stafford's not like that old.
He's my
He's
age.
like-
He's like
no.
36.
I don't think he's that old.
Yeah, he is. Look it up. Matt Stafford's at least 35. He's not 34.
I thought he was like 32.
No way. No way. I partied with him in Vegas. He's not. We're like almost similar because I sacked him twice in the game, and I sent him a picture after the game, just to show
Born
him.
1988.
Yeah, so he's 34.
32.
No, he's not. 3, 4, 5, 6.
32.
Really? Wow, he was young when I was with him. It's like, wow.
Yeah, see, that's I wouldn't mind Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr looked good in that game.
Derek Carr, I don't like Derek Carr either. I don't think he's got he doesn't have it up here. Like he's got it physically. I'm talking like at the line of scrimmage, check stuff. Like that's
I think
why I like Matt
Stafford's
Ryan.
the number one.
Matt Ryan makes sense because he played at BC.
Yeah, but the problem is like Matt Ryan's like the same money as Stafford and
Yeah, but
Derek
he's good.
Carr.
I think he's good, right? Or no?
He's older though.
Yeah, he's older. I think
How old
he's
do you think Matt Ryan is?
34.
Since you weren't close on
35.
I'm gonna say 36 or
No,
37.
he's not that old.
He's my age. He's 35.
You're 35?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, you look older than me. It's the beard. It's that stripe.
Yeah. He's actually 3 days younger than me.
I'd bring in Matty Ice. Why not?
Well, could
He'd
you get
probably
them-
see
get-
the
get
pictures
them-
of the Super Bowl come back
Would you
everywhere.
trade like a third and a fifth round for Matty Ice and Julio Jones.
Oh, but Julio's old too. Hey.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get something out of him though.
All right, this is annoying.
You can get something out of him though for it. I mean, I would like to see Stafford, but I think I know who the starting quarterback's going to be,
Yeah.
which is
It's the guy on our roster.
That's what I think it's going to be.
Cam Newton.
Again, this is something I don't want, but I think that's who it's going to be. I think they'll bring him back. If they bring him back, I would be okay if they take a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
I think that would be okay. Where you have him as.
Yeah, but what do you pay him? Is he gonna get?
You can't pay him a lot, like $5 million with some incentives or something like that.
Does he deserve $5 million? If he can't throw?
Yeah, but think of some of the other quarterbacks in the NFL. Like the backups, what they make.
Yeah,
it's
but
crazy.
they can throw.
Like who?
Who
was one of the backups that used to play for the Redskins for a long time? That's a backup somewhere else.
Think
now.
about like back in the day, like backups were actually good. Who was the backup to Roethlisberger? What the heck was his name?
Charlie Batch.
Batch. He was good. He'd come in.
Stop.
He was serviceable.
No, he wasn't.
Fitzpatrick. Fitzmagic. Backup.
I don't think Fitzpatrick's a backup. I can't believe that they don't have that they don't put Fitzpatrick in over Tua. Tua looks terrible. All right, so these are some of the backup quarterbacks right now in the NFL. Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton was a backup. Jacoby Brissett, Nick Foles. Nick Foles gets like $15 million a year.
No. Foles?
Nick Foles.
Yeah, but he was a starter. He was hurt.
He wasn't the starter.
They didn't bring him in to be the backup. They brought him in to compete for the starting job. Brody, don't eat that little piece.
All right, so he had a $4 million base salary, and then $8 million signing bonus, and so he made $12 million this season.
I should have played quarterback. Jeez, that's crazy.
That was like your career.
That's crazy.
Case Keenum is a backup. How much does Case Keenum make?
Not a lot.
What would you think?
$2 million. $1 million max. I don't even know that guy.
I don't think you're even near it. He signed a 3-year, $18 million contract.
Dude, this is a joke. Get him out of here. Cut him. That's the first thing I do as a coach. Cut all the backups, high salaries.
All right, Tyrod Taylor's a backup now. Mariota, Nick Mullins. Well, I guess. How about the backup in Philly right now?
Oh yeah, $100 million.
Yeah, Geno Smith.
How's he still in the league?
Flacco, Chad Henne, Chase Daniels, Trevor Siemian.
Chad Henne still playing?
Yeah, he's Chad Henne is
KC. Oh my goodness.
AJ McCarron,
Sacked
Blaine
him a lot.
Gabbert, PJ Walker.
I played with Chad Henne. Was a draft pick in 07 for Miami.
Yeah,
when he came in.
The lowest paid backup in the NFL, Jarrett Stidham.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, so
the lowest paid starting's got to be Cam.
how much do you think Mike Glennon makes?
Who's that?
Quarterback for the Jaguars.
I don't even know.
Mike Glennon used to be in Tampa.
I don't know those guys. They're irrelevant.
Okay.
It's so crazy how much money they make. You look career earnings. These guys make $30 or $40 million and never set foot on the field. That's a life right there.
Mike
Hold the
Glennon
clipboard.
is 2 point. I have to add the signing bonus and stuff, and roster bonus and all that crap. 2.1 million.
That's a joke.
But
I hate it.
But that's the NFL though. That's why if you got Cam Newton at $5 million, even if he's your backup, it's still a decent.
What if they traded for like? I don't know. It's tough. I personally think they should draft a young kid, kind of like Jimmy G.
I think the kid from Alabama.
Like draft somebody, get him in here, get him in the system. McDaniels, I don't know if he's gonna. If McDaniels leaves, then you bring in an offensive guy to help, develop somebody.
I don't know if McDaniels will get a head coaching offer this year.
I don't think he will this year. No, this is a wrong year to try and go get a head coaching job.
Yeah. So
where do you think Matty P will be next year? I think he'll be with the Giants. That's my thought.
I think it's going to be Giants, Dolphins, or Patriots. He's just going to go back to.
I don't know if he'd want to come back here though. That'd be like taking a step back because then he's
cares.
going to come back and what are you going to help Steve Belichick be the DC? Like that's not
but
cool.
Didn't McDaniels kind of did that for when he came back?
He came back to be the OC.
No, he came back. He was
Yeah, well, he came back the same year.
He came back like in the
playoffs. He got
playoffs.
fired and he came back in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and then was like an assistant. Yeah. Then the next year he was at OC. I don't see them like moving Steve away from his position because Matty's coming back. So that's why I think the DC job or the outside linebackers job with the Giants is vacant because what's his face, the dude that just got ridiculously overpaid to go to Illinois to be their head coach.
Oh, Jed Fish?
No.
Oh.
He was the Arkansas head coach. Came here, is in that lawsuit.
Yeah.
With Bill in it.
I know who you're talking about too.
Oh man, I'm having a brain fart. Starts with a B, I think.
Yeah, Brett Bielema.
Brett Bielema just got $18 million to go play the coach for the.
So these are the
Illinois.
quarterbacks that have a possibility of being there when the Patriots pick. You have Justin Fields.
Okay.
Because he seems to be sliding. Zach Wilson maybe. Trey Lance maybe. Those are maybes. I think the one that will be there is Mac Jones from Alabama.
I like that.
Which, I mean, he's the prototypical type, Belichick quarterback. He's 6'3", 214 pounds.
Brody's biting he clamps down really hard when he's.
Yeah, he wants these wires.
Yeah, get out of the wires, dude.
Yeah. Kyle Trask. And then, I don't know any of these guys in like the later rounds.
Where'd you get Tom Brady? 7th?
Yeah, but that's the thing is, like, everybody's like, well, Belichick can't draft a quarterback. Well, he did, and
it was so
Brady,
crazy.
And, they're like, well, look, he hasn't drafted anybody since Brady. Well, he drafted Jimmy G, who was a starter. He drafted Matt Castle, who became a starter. But he didn't need to draft a quarterback. Like, it wasn't a need.
Yeah.
Like, he just took guys that he thought could be good behind them and all that stuff. He wasn't drafting to be a starter. He hasn't drafted a wide receiver. I'll give everybody that, but he hasn't really taken many swings at like high pick wide receivers. He drafted Deion Branch.
Do you think that the division now goes through Buffalo? No,
it's New England.
So you still think it's through New England?
Yeah, you don't.
They seem to have a good quarterback now with a good receiving core. Their team looks really good.
But it's always been that way, though. Like, they won in 01, right? And then 02, they made the playoffs or didn't make the playoffs, but everybody was tied. It was like the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Patriots, or the Jets.
But the Miami back then was, like, more competitive. Like, they had – who was their quarterback back then? I think it was –
Chad Pennington?
No. It was
Brian Greasy?
No, it wasn't Brian Greasy. It was man, I don't want to say Garcia.
No,
it wasn't Garcia. He was with the 49ers. It was
in 02, their quarterback was Sage Rosenfeld.
Oh God. Okay. Maybe not.
I think it was the Jets that were good that year. I think it was Buffalo and the Jets in 02
Yeah.
But they've always come threatening, right? The other three teams have always come threatening in the East. They've had some good teams. I mean, Buffalo had like Drew Bledsoe, who had some massive years for him after the Patriots. I mean, he threw for some big yardage and all. I think he still is the leading passer.
No, I don't. Not this year. After this year,
he has the all-time single season. I think Josh Allen's almost there to beat him this year. But he had it.
Good boy, he dead.
I just don't think the Bills can sustain it because they're going to lose a lot of pieces on defense this year. The couple of those linebackers, their defense is going down.
You think they can put up a fight against Kansas City? You think the Bills can upset Kansas City?
No.
That would be wild. Imagine the Bills like in the Super Bowl. You know what? It would be just that. It would be that they would go to the Super Bowl in the worst year to ever go to the Super Bowl or have playoff games where their fans are not able to be there.
The one team I think that's scary that could probably beat the Chiefs, and it's only because I think they could go in a roll, is the Ravens.
I think that because they're tough, and
I think they can go
every
on a
time
roll.
the quarterback touches the ball, like he could score.
It was kind of like the same thing when they won the Super Bowl with Flacco, right? They weren't that good all year, and then when they hit the playoffs, they just went nuts, and they kind of killed everybody. I think of who else is in the playoffs.
Flacco used to just throw the ball up, hope for a PI, and he'd get it.
The thing with the AFC is it really could be anybody because the Steelers could all of a sudden start playing well. The Titans could. The Dolphins could. The Ravens could. The Browns.
How about the
Jokers.
NFC? I don't think there's a clear good
no
NFC team.
It's either the Saints or the Packers, right?
I think the Packers.
I guess
their
it could
Achilles
be
is
Seattle too. They could just score.
Seattle, their defense scares me a little bit. Same with
right now.
Green Bay. I think their defense is subpar.
Right now, the playoffs would be Packers, Saints, Seahawks, football team, Buccaneers, Rams,
football team,
Bears.
That's great. Bears in.
Bears in.
So they need to take out one of them teams. Take out the Bears. Take out. So the Browns are out. No, that's
NFC.
I'm wrong.
Yeah,
it's NFC.
So you basically the only teams that could possibly make the playoffs right now in the NFC that's not in there now is the Cowboys could overtake the football team and win the division at 7-9. The Cardinals, if they win and the Bears lose, they'll get in, and that's the only thing that could change, I think.
Yeah.
Other than seeding, maybe some seeding stuff. It'd
be interesting, but I'm kind of sad that the playoffs are close, because I feel like the football season is the only time I actually watch sports ever. Football, just football.
You don't watch basketball?
No, I can't watch those guys. They're all buddy. They're not playing. Do you see the scores this year? It's 150 to 125.
That's what it was though.
They don't want to play.
When you were wearing your Penny Hardaways, it was.
That's a different. No. Back when they were playing defense, that's when Penny was playing. Back 90s, they were playing way harder than they do now.
Those guys are allowed to play defense though in the NBA.
Nowadays, the guys go out to dinner after the games and give love
before and after.
Yeah, before and after. They hang out at each other's houses.
What would Belichick do to you if you went out with some players?
The
before and
NFL's
after
changing
the game?
that way too.
But when you played though,
he would always tell us we would have a meeting before the game, and he'd be like, "Look, this is the NFL. We have relationships with other people. We've played with other people, but let's not have a powwow out there before the game. Hug each other." Say how much you miss each other, and then go play him. He's like, let's save that till after the game. But he doesn't like that stuff either.
Is that yours?
Yeah, that was the dog. But he doesn't. He's not. He doesn't like that. So before the games, guys would come over, want to talk. I'd be like, yeah, gotta, no, thanks. See you after the game, buddy. Gotta go.
And speaking of what he is, what do you think's going through Belichick? He had a quote on OMF yesterday, which was basically he's looking forward to next year of getting maybe back to more normal or something like that. He talked about basically getting back to practice and stuff like that.
Here's my thing. I was just watching this thing on the vaccine will take 2 years to give it to everybody.
No, it's not.
What's normal going to be? 2021 is in 2 days. What's going to be the difference between now and in 2 days?
The reports are between March and June.
So off season, they're going to be able to go back in the building and do their lifting and do their OTAs, their mini camps.
I think so, because this is the thing, right? So you have 2 vaccines approved now, right, that are producing and sending them out and all that. You have a third that's about to be approved, and then you have 2 others that are supposed to be approved between January and February. So if you have 5 different companies putting out this stuff, I mean, you'll get people vaccinated. It'll probably be April, May is what I think it'll be. But people are saying early as March, as late as June.
Yeah,
that gets you back in the building. I'm sure they'll be able to get it. No, it was from that.
That's the one thing too. People now when they sneeze or cough, you're like, "Whoa."
I know.
What's that? Oh God, Corona.
Yeah. Take the kids out of school. Close it down. I think it'll be back to normal next year for their training camps and all that, because they'll get vaccinated, all the players.
Yeah. Well, I guess you'd have to if you want to make your money.
Would you get vaccinated?
Right now?
No. If you were playing in the NFL.
I'd let Bill go first. Say how do you feel? Huh? You okay? You remember all your football stuff? No, I guess vaccinated. I would do it. You'd have to.
Yeah.
At this point right now, I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to say, let's give you 6 months and see how these people do.
So what do you think's going through Bill's head with not being able to practice and not being able to scout and not being able to do all the stuff that it seems like that he's built his whole thing on?
I think he's just because he always talks about, if it's cold outside, we can't control that. Get your shit on. Go out there and practice. Well, this is kind of similar. It's this has happened. Everyone's dealing with it. Nobody can avoid it. So just you got to deal with it. You got to do what you got to do, and you got to hope that you can prepare and do all the things the right way and go win. Because it'd be different if one team had it a different way and the other teams everybody's dealing with the same stuff. So everybody's dealing with they can't scout like they used to. Everyone's dealing with they can't do all the stuff that they used to on the practice field. Like, everybody has to deal with that. So if the playing field is all even, then
Do you think if the Patriots had a normal offseason, they'd be better this year? They would have won more games?
no,
You don't
I
think
don't. I don't, because Cam still can't throw the football. So Cam could have as many reps as he wants. He's still going to run the ball well, like run the ball decently. Even though that scramble, everyone's like, "Oh, look at the scramble! He can still do it." He almost tripped when he cut. Like, he almost looked like he fell.
The thing is, he should have taken off sooner. Like, he had the hole to go like right away.
But then you see like when he throws the football, like, that's the thing. I want a quarterback that can throw the ball.
Yeah.
I don't want a quarterback that can run and throw it like half the time. I'm like, throw the ball well, run it okay.
Yeah.
Like Russell Wilson, he can throw the ball terrific. He runs the ball well, but not like he's gonna slide. He's gonna slide, avoid contact.
He's not like Lamar Jackson.
No, he's like gonna get out of trouble. He's gonna run for a first down. He's gonna see someone coming, slide, protect himself, and live to see another down.
I just don't understand how Cam is getting consistently worse at throwing the football.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I feel bad for him a little bit because mentally it's got to be like, he's thinking about, okay, my career's probably going down the shitter. I decided to come here hoping that the one place
I'm gonna hit James White on this one at his feet.
Yeah, like I'm hopefully gonna resurrect my career. I think this has done nothing for his career. I think it's actually probably make everyone realize that his career is going in the wrong direction, and he's slower. He's not fast anymore. Like, he doesn't look fast.
He's just big.
He's just big.
Yeah,
he's like a big dude. That can,
I mean, he's not going to run for 30 yards.
No,
he's going to run for
six or 10, and he gets hit at 6, and he can get to 10.
Yeah.
If it's short yardage, he's hard to stop because he's
like
freaking
Taysom Hill,
6'5".
He's like a poor man's Taysom Hill.
Hill's a freak.
Poor man's Taysom Hill.
Yeah. Taysom Hill's fast and strong, can squat like 800 pounds. Like,
yeah. I'm hoping they get some sort of change there, whether it be a pick, whether
I
it
just
be...
don't like, come on. Like, what's this? Like, after, like Superman.
Is it because you didn't have your own trademark?
No, I don't.
You wish you
I'm
had a
not
trademark?
Superman. No, he's not Superman either. He's not. Like, look at his stats. If I was
What
like,
was your go-to celebration?
I'd get up and get back to the huddle.
No, you wouldn't.
I never celebrated.
No.
Never. Ask anybody. I'd get up. I'd make a sack. I'd stand up and I'd go back and do what else, because I'm supposed to like just do, like, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to like do a song and dance, and
I don't buy that.
I didn't. I never did any dancing. I'm not a dancer. No. You saw me at prom or turnabout? Nope, never would. Not a dancer.
I tried to look up like some of your like career things, and the only thing that comes up is all your stuff you say on ESPN.
Oh yeah. I would just run off the field. Just get off the field. Do what you're supposed to do. Get off the field.
Wait,
Too many guys are turning it into that. Like, do a dance, do a celebration, yada yada yada. Just do what you're supposed to do. Get off the field. Do it again. That's like, though, I guess that, like, my nephew's like, you're old. I'm like, yeah, I know.
You had a little bit of celebration there with Chris Long.
Yeah, he headbutted me. I didn't want that. He gave me CTE. I got up after a sack, and there's no celebrating. I got up after a sack. Oh.
So you don't like Brady celebrating with the fist pump and stuff like that? You didn't like that?
That's fine.
But,
fist pump is good.
But how? It's the same
That's
thing.
Michael Jordan. Yeah.
But it's still a celebration, though.
Yeah, it's just excitement. It's not like crossover, Figaro, and then they didn't see me, crossover.
What about when Brady spiked the ball as hard as he could and fell down?
That's funny because he can't dance, and he's happy. Like, spiking is cool. Like Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith just scored.
Yeah.
Walter Payton just scored.
Yeah, back then they didn't celebrate though.
No,
It was a
Barry
penalty
Sanders, score
for a few years.
That's what I grew up in.
Yeah.
I grew up with that.
So you don't like any celebrating. You shouldn't They just spike a ball or pump
like
a fist.
the spike or like group celebration. That's fine, but it's like the individual.
You don't like the choreographed group celebration.
That's okay.
The
choreographs. It's you're with your teammates. It's not everything is focused on just you. The single dance, like a sack. So the thing that really gets me too is when two people get a sack or make a play, and you don't know which one got it, but the one guy runs 20 yards upfield, so the camera goes on that guy, and then he starts doing his thing when actually the other guy made the play. The other guy just got up and ran away, so like people want to, oh, he must have made a good play.
So what's worse though in the NFL, the celebrations that you don't like, or the flopping?
There's no room for flopping in the NFL. This isn't the NBA where dudes or soccer where you get kicked in the, a ghost kick and you start to scream like you're dying. There's no room for flopping in the NFL. No room.
There's been a lot of flopping this year.
Yeah, just because they're the young people that grew up with flopping. I grew up with Jordan. These young kids grew up with LeBron. LeBron is the biggest flopper around. He'll flop like the best of them. Jordan, not a flopper. Nope. That's a mentality. It's a generational thing. Flopping is generational. The new kids flop. Young, older. Young kids flop. Older guys, like, what are you doing?
So what would you do on the team if like your teameate flopped?
I'd say, what are you doing?
Would you just like grab him?
I'd say, what are you doing? Like, don't do that shit.
It's an old Gatorade bottle.
I know he's eating the plastic.
Oh, is he? I think you need to take him to Protection Dogs Plus and get trained.
He's going 6 months. Here.
How much longer you got?
A month and a half. Oh, whoa, shit.
You're not gonna miss him for like how long you putting him in for?
I don't know.
I think there's like
Couple
2 weeks, 4 weeks,
2
6
weeks.
weeks.
2 weeks. Maybe 4 weeks. Maybe a month. See you later. I don't know.
See how long you can go for.
Yeah.
So, do you think Belichick can rebuild this team fast?
Yeah. I think Bill can.
Yeah.
Bill can do it.
I just don't understand. Like, I know you're saying
I
you
don't have
see
any
it.
doubts in Bill. Bill's Bill's the best coach around. He's one of the best coaches. He's smart, knows how to game plan. I love this post game. He was in a chair that like was a swinging chair, and he's like swinging back and forth like as he's answering questions.
Yeah,
It's hilarious. He's like this. He's like you put Stidham in. He's like, I'm gonna put him in the play.
You didn't see him in the one though. He's like this.
Yeah. He's like he's sitting back like this. He's like swinging. That's hilarious.
He's actually shown a little more personality this year, though.
I think he has to. I mean, you
It
have
started
no
with
choice.
the draft.
You have
Remember
no-
when
Yeah.
they panned back and the dog was in the
You,
chair?
you have no choice, He's got no choice at this point. Like,
I think he's fed up with this year.
yeah, I'm sure he is.
I think he's over this year.
I'm sure he is fed up with it. Unfairly, too. Like, look, they had 20 years of a tremendous run. Eventually, Tom was going to go. Tom was going to retire. Tom wasn't going to be here. Did they handle that with personnel probably the best way? No. I mean, did he think that Hightower and Chung were going to opt out? No. Like,
Yeah.
it's stuff you can't control. So, like, it goes back to control what you can control and hope that this year, I have faith that this year they can put a roster together. They got to get younger. Receiving core, they got to get younger. I think Jules going to stick around. I hope Jules can have a good, solid year, finish it. I mean, he'll be 35.
What do you think
35
happens?
years old. I retired at 32, like 33, 34. Like, he's playing at 35 years old at receiver. How many 35-year-old receivers are there in the league? I don't think there's any 35-year-old receivers.
The only good thing for him, though, is he'll have some rest from not
yeah,
coming
but the
in.
rest, the thing
Well, he's
about rest is
rehabbing.
like, I put it this way, like a race car, okay? You race a car at the Indy 500. You race the whole race. Then you put it up in the garage. You change the oil. You let it rest for a year. Then you put it back out there on the Indy 500. It still ran the Indy 500. It's the same motor.
Yeah.
Still ran it. So you put them back out there, and it might break.
But
It could.
One of
It's
the
like,
problems with him, though, is
you can't rebuild
he kept going
the whole
out
thing.
broken, though. For 3 years now, he's went out
Yeah.
with an injury, basically.
Yeah, so
I
it's
mean,
that
maybe
same
come
motor.
back
You
at least
can't. It's
healthy, though.
Like with those cars in the Indy 500, you know what they do? They replace every nut,
Yeah.
bolt,
Maybe he
motor,
did.
piston. You can't do that.
Maybe got like a cheetah tendon or something like that.
Maybe I don't know, but it's just I want to see him go out
He's important,
his
though.
way.
He's important for like the younger guys, though, too. especially where hopefully you start bringing in some younger receivers and stuff like that.
To a point,
the
the old guys are good. They're good. But then, like, my thing is when I saw a veteran, like an old veteran, like I'm not talking like a 30-year-old veteran or a guy that can, like, that. I'm talking about like a 35-year-old John Lynch that comes on the team and you look at him and you're like, that's John Lynch?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Like the guy.
That's right, I forgot because he came with the for like a
yeah,
couple weeks.
he was
right?
here in 09 for like a week, and then he retired. But it's like you watch him run, you're like, "That's John Lynch. That's John Lynch, the guy that I grew up watching."
Yeah.
How is he? Why? What?
What's going on?
Like, or who was the not Holt or
Torrey Holt.
Torrey Holt came here
for like a week,
and I was like, "Oh man, Torrey Holt, no." You need to know that you look terrible.
You're supposed to be on the greatest show on
You
turf.
look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I get that part of it. Like, it is the right part of the whole thing. But I think he'll rebuild the team. I think he'll build it fast. I don't think it's. I keep saying the word rebuild, but I don't really think it's a rebuild. It's just a little bit of a retool. Who do you think's going to come on the offensive line? I think you have your two biggest free agents, right? You have
your center. I think
your center and your guard.
Tag David, because they already tagged. They're not going to tag Tooney twice. They're going to let him hit the free agent market. I think David will get tagged because they want to keep him around. I hope they want to keep him around.
I think they'll tag. I think that's what I said last
I think they'll
week.
tag him to negotiate a contract with David
and see if they can negotiate.
See if they can get something.
He'll play on the tag.
I don't think he'll play under the tag. I think David wants to be here. He's a New England type guy.
So you think they'll tag him and he'll resign?
I think if the money it makes sense. I mean, obviously, if they're going to offer you like $5 million less than what the next center is, like, it doesn't make sense. But like in negotiations, they're really smart.
He'll take less money.
Well, here's the thing: you don't necessarily have to, because sometimes, like Devin or like Hightower, you force them to pay you.
Yeah.
You force them to match what another team is going to pay. Or Sebastian Vollmer was going to go to Miami. Like you force their hand. Devin was going to be with the Eagles. High was going to be a Steeler. Sebastian was going to be with Miami. And you say, look, like, this is what they offered me. I'm ready to go. Like, if you can't, like, I gotta take what they're offering me.
Yeah.
And then
the only thing with Hightower, though, the Steelers pulled their offer.
Well, I think that did they pull their offer?
Yeah, it wasn't the Patriots. The Patriots weren't matching it. The Steelers pulled their offer.
So they had it out there, then they took it off.
I think it was a physical.
Oh, it's physical, shoulder or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, then they look stupid, huh?
So who's the starting corner for the Patriots?
Corner? I think Gilmore's gone. I think Gilmore will be gone because he's only like $7 million. He's gonna say, just cut me, or just because I'll rehab this injury. And somebody's going to pay me 10 to 12 to 15. Like, somebody's going to pay me way more than 7. So just release me, or I might look really slow, and I might not be able to cover anybody in one-on-ones, and everyone's going to burn me in camp, and I might not be ready to go. So you might as well just let me go. Because if they don't, I think that'll cause tension, because they're not gonna say, hey, you're on a 1-year prove it deal that you can get healthy. Hey, Gatorade bottle. There you go. But like a guy like that, and this is my thought too, a guy like that, and like this is when the business becomes an issue for players that have done it for a long time, been really good for a long time, get injured. The team, they understand that they have all the leverage now. The leverage went from the player, if you're healthy, all shifted to the team now that you get hurt. And the team says, well, he's peeing. He's been in here too long. All right. Sorry, buddy. I'll clean that up. The team says, well, you're 30. You're on the other side of 30 now. You just tore your quad. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a big time injury. We can't give you any more money, because then if anything happens and you can't play like you used to, then it's hard for us to justify the fact that we're going to give you this money. So you're going to have to play your deal out. You signed the contract. you knew what the contract was. Yes, the market has increased substantially since you signed that contract. We gave you a little bump last year to kind of balance it out, or was it this
They
year?
didn't really give him a bump.
They
Though.
gave
just
him
moved
some. They
money.
gave him cash from last year.
From next
the
year
next
to
year
this
to
year.
this year.
Yeah, they gave
So
him
they
that.
gave him the bump, probably betting on him, just betting that he would stay content with that bump, knowing that they would have to do something next year if he played this year out, played well, was healthy. Didn't stay healthy, has a season-ending injury at the end of the season, which sucks. So now it's going to come down to what his camp is going to say to the like, hey, like, look, we've done a lot, we've excelled, like we outplayed this contract substantially. What's the right thing to do here?
Yeah.
Let us go.
No, I
Let
think,
us go.
I think they're gonna keep Gilmore.
He's not going to be content with $7 million.
No, I think they'll give him like a $3 million pay bump for the year or $4 million pay bump for the year.
I don't think they will.
And I think they will, and I think they're gonna let JC walk and try to get a first round pick.
They'll probably let JC go.
He looked bad.
Well, you don't talk crap to the guy that's one of the best in the league after like it's supposed to be a back shoulder and it was a bad off throw, and he's like, shaking his finger at him, and he turns around and he says,
He just lit him up.
When he said that, I was like, man, that's.
So did you see this year that
That's
Gilmore
not
in the
smart.
last 36 games has let up 4 touchdowns. JC this year has filled in for Gilmore 4 games and has let up 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, no, Gilmore's the best. I like Gilmore.
I think they're going to keep Gilmore. I think
it's if they want to keep him, they need to pay him fair market value. That's the only
but I
thing
think
that seems
I think
fair.
they'll give him the 1-year deal.
No, but what's fair market value for a number one corner? They're not going to give him that.
I think they'll give him $5 million more. It's $12 million.
You think they'll give him that? I don't know.
Plenty of cash.
They do.
It's not a risky investment, right? Because I think Devin came out after the game and said he wants to play next year.
Well, of course he does. He's under contract for $10 million or whatever.
Yeah, but he could walk away.
Why would you walk away from $10 million? You can go play 10. You can go make $10 million where you're, like if I was if I was making $5 million my last year, I would have played. I was making 1.5, so I was like, that's $750 after taxes. It's not worth me killing myself. Like if I was making 10, my ass would have been out there. I would have been killing people for $10 million.
Yeah, no, but I think like Chung said he's going to come back.
Of course, because he's
Brandon
under
Bolden says he's gonna
contract.
come back.
Of course, because they're making Brandon Bolden hasn't. He's a special teamer. Like
Yeah.
the guys that are under contract that could make a substantial amount of money, they're going to come back.
I don't know that. I don't know
If
that,
McCourty was going to make
because Hightower and Candy can make a substantial amount of money.
they might come back. You never know.
I don't think
You
so.
might, but that depends on their health too. It depends on how their body feels. Like if everyone feels differently. At the end of my career, I felt awesome. And I retired because I felt like, oh, there goes the tile off the wall. I felt awesome. Like, I just felt that the things that you do to yourself at 33, 34 isn't worth the potential long-term effects of adding $700,000 to what your bank account. Doesn't do anything for you. Now 5, 10, that helps you a long time.
I don't think they come back. I don't think either come back.
Well, I know Dev's coming back because he's got a nice contract. Chung's has a nice contract. He has 3 years left. I'm sure he's going to come back.
Is it that?
He has 3 years. 3 years left. He did an extension.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I do think that Gilmore, because I don't think J.C. Jackson's back, and I think they have to sign Gilmore then. And I think right now, I honestly think that Gilmore has leverage right now because he can his camp can go look at him and go, hey guys, you wanna put J.C. in as the number one corner? You want to pay him number one corner money or near number one corner money, and put him in there, or you want to pay me $4 or $5 million more for this year, and I'll play this year, I'll rehab it, see what I can do, and go.
See, what I would do is I'd say, okay, he smells it. I would say, we love you. You've done a great job for us. Gilmore, I love you. We love you. You had an injury. $7 million is your base.
Yeah.
You have a potential to make $7 on top of that. Because as a player, once you have already made your guaranteed money, like, and you've made your money, there's nothing wrong with incentive based. Like, I personally would play for, hey, if you get if you play X amount of snaps, or you make this many tackles, you make this many sacks, you do that, we'll give you a 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million bump. Like, great, give me the incentives. But sometimes they don't want to do that. The team doesn't want to do that.
I think he's going to want over 10 million for the year.
He deserves it.
Yeah,
I think he deserves it.
Why wouldn't you just give him $3 or $4 or $5 million more
to guarantee it?
Yeah,
because that's not the way the teams work, especially the Crafts.
They have to, though.
No, they don't. The Crafts, they let Tom Brady walk because they didn't want to pay him 15 or 12 or whatever it was.
At the end of the day, that's going to be the right move, though. Like in the long term scheme of things, that's going to be the right move, is to let him walk. Do you think if Brady was on this team, they'd
be better than they were this year?
Okay, but would they have made the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they do.
Okay, and would they have won a game in the playoffs?
I don't know. You don't know, but they would have been, at least they would have been
with a better defense. They didn't win a game last year.
They would have at least been in a better spot. At least they would have been in a better. You can't sit here and say that they would not be in a better, because Tom checks the team into the best play possible. Cam comes out and he runs with the offense the coach tells him to run.
I get that. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like,
no, they would have won more games.
And there's
with Brady.
also like an intimidation. There's like a little bit of like, damn, that's Tom Brady. Damn, that's Bill Belichick. When you bring them together, other teams, other coaches walk in, they're just like, damn, like those guys are freaking good. They've been doing it a long time. There's like that factor that when you lose Tom and you got Cam Newton, like nobody's afraid of Cam Newton. Like, okay, like let him throw the ball. Great, go ahead, throw it. Yeah, you don't run? Go run the ball. See what happens.
But this thing with Brady, though, is how many more years does Brady have left, honestly?
1 year.
He's got 2 years total, right?
2 years.
From this year,
yes.
From this year, next year. So he's got 2 years. So they wouldn't have won a Super Bowl this year, correct?
No, I don't think they. No.
Would they have won a Super Bowl next year with Brady?
I don't know. If it was like, how much money would they have had if they kept Brady?
I know, but
like
then,
either 75 million, 80 million. So like, because they're going to have 100 million in cap space, won't they?
Or something like
that.
Yeah.
Like, so figure you paid Tom 20, because
so you're down to 70.
70 million to get 4 key pieces. Because if you have Tom, what do you need with Tom? You need just like
need
1 or 2 pieces,
1 or 2 receivers. You need a tight end. You still need to fix the defense.
But the defense, I feel like the defense, you can make up for things with the offense if your defense isn't like insanely good. Because last year, I even think the defense they weren't great. They played good teams. They got their asses kicked.
Yeah,
they were good against bad teams. Like they were the
Tampa Bay Buccaneers of.
Yeah. They were, like they couldn't stop the run. They played all their terrible teams or the first 10 games, and they were everyone gave them the nickname and all that crap. They were the best. The boogeymen. They were the boogeymen. It's like, like play a good team, and then you play a good team, and then you're not the boogeyman.
I don't think they would have won it either of these 2 years with Brady, and I think that's why it becomes the right
but they're
decision.
not even close now.
Right, this year, yes. Who knows what it'll be next year?
Yeah, it could be worse.
I don't think it'll be worse. If you got that much cap space, can't be worse.
Yeah, but
you have roughly the same team.
The problem is the young, like you have a group of like this. The team is always like learning and changing, and they're adapting to what they've seen and they've experienced in that year. The last 11 years, the young guys understood their role because they had to do what they had to do to make the team better, to win a division, to get in the playoffs. Now you lose your veteran, you lose Tom, you lose all these guys. You still have some veteran presence, but you don't have, like, if you lose Dev and you lose Slater, which Slate is going to continue to play. Like, he'll play too. He'll be 36 or 30. He'll be running down on kickoffs when he's 40.
I think next year might be his last year.
I mean, he looks older now, but that's because he is older, and that's the one thing too. It's like,
how old is he?
He's my age, 35.
Can't really trust.
He's
trust
36.
That 'cause you're like way off.
He's 36 or he's 35. Slate's 35.
Yep, he's my age, 85.
So it's funny because I see like Slate and Jerron when he was here, and Dev, and I knew them all with hair. And now they're all cue balls.
Yeah.
or 8 balls.
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah.
Got to be at that
Milk
point.
duds. I call them milk duds. But yeah, that's just like that's gonna happen. So what you when I was there, the experience that I had is 2009 when I came in. I was the young 24-year-old guy, 25-year-old guy, sitting next to Teddy Bruschi, who I was a little nervous to talk to, sitting next to Junior Seau, rest in peace.
Very nervous.
Very nervous to like say anything.
Who was the most nervous that you had to talk to?
Vince.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because at first he doesn't like people. Like if he doesn't like you, if you have to like earn his respect. Like football's weird because if you go into a locker room, nobody respects you. Like you could do whatever you want in college. You could have a great career in college. Like it's like, all right, great. We all had great careers. We all were all state, all best, whatever of every state.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Everybody's from every state.
Everybody's like
everybody's the
yeah,
best.
yeah.
Everybody's the best. So it's
everybody's
like
an all something.
everything.
Or whatever.
So you walk in, you're like, yeah, I was like, MVP of my high school team. Like, oh yeah, well, I was like Mr. Indiana, like best in the state. I'm like, oh cool. Oh yeah, then I went to college. I won the Heisman. I'm like, oh, that's cool too. Yeah, best in college. It's like when you go into the locker room, the only thing that the best way to earn the respect of everyone around you is to go out there and beat people in practice, like the best people that are there.
Sleeping.
Finally, go out there in preseason and make big plays, hit people, be physical. And then guys slowly but surely are like, okay. And then you do that consistently. Boom, every day, over and over. Year after year after year. Then everybody's like, all right, I respect that guy. Because the NFL is really based on respect.
Yeah.
You respect guys or you don't respect. You respect the guys that go out there and they perform every single week and they do it for a long time. You respect those guys. There's some guys you don't respect. Like you'd be like, all right, yeah, you got paid off your college career and you really haven't done anything in the league. You're not helping us win here. You're just aided by the fact that you were paid a certain amount because you're draft status and you got to stick around for a couple of years and you'll be gone in 2 or 3 years and you won't be in the league. So when you're around guys, when I first got in the league, it's different. I would love to walk into a locker room as a rookie now and see the difference. Because when I was a rookie, you walked in there and you understood your role. I'm the rookie. I do exactly what I'm told to do from everybody. So if Charles Grant tells me
because you weren't drafted or a late draft,
no, I was fifth round draft pick. Yeah, I was fifth round draft pick. But even the first rounders, I was drafted with Reggie Bush.
You know that doesn't happen right now.
No, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. I was drafted with Reggie Bush. Like Reggie Bush was, like he was the number 2 overall pick. That year in our draft class.
I mean, you have like 3rd round picks that pull up when all these cars and all that stuff. I mean,
it's different.
They've got all these people at their draft party.
So in my draft class, think about this. In my draft class, I would say it's probably the best draft class in the history of the Saints. First round was Reggie Bush, 2006 draft class. Saints 2006 Saints draft class, and look at just the.
Have you looked this up before?
No, look up the number of games started.
And here I'll give you the draft picks.
Yeah, it
was Reggie Bush, number 2 pick.
Yep.
Number 43 Roman Harper. Number 108 Jahari Evans.
Jahari played 12 years.
A shit bum named Rob Nikovich
played 11.
Then Michael Haas
didn't play.
Josh Lay
didn't play.
Zach Strife
played 12.
Then
Colston played 10.
Yeah.
So you think you got Bush that played 10 or 11. Roman played 10 or 11. Jahari played 12. I played 11. Zach played 12. Colston played 10 because he got hurt, but he leads the Saints. Like I think he's gonna be surpassed by Michael Thomas, but
maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe. There's a good chance that don't happen. I don't think he's going to be on the team next year.
He might not. They pay him, so that's the example too. Like the guy gets paid and then he changes, and he's not anything close to what he was in the years prior.
I'll give you the best draft class of all time.
Okay.
Adrian Clem.
Who's that?
J.R. Redmond. Greg Randall. David Stachewski. Jeff Marriott. Antoine Harris. Dave Nugent, Casey Tisdale, Patrick Pass, and Tom Brady.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know the first few, but I know the last one.
I know J.R.
Patrick
Redmond.
Pass.
I know Clem. I know J.R. Redmond. I thought when I read David Nugent, that was the kicker.
Yeah, me
It's
too. I
defensive
was like,
end.
Nugent. I know
It's
Nugent. I know a
defensive
kicker.
end. That's all I
Nugent.
got. Patrick Pass, I knew.
Patrick Pass.
Yeah.
He looks like a.
He
He looks like a nose tackle now.
All right, so I think it's time to get the picks. You beat me last
Yeah,
week.
we've been on here for a while. What time is it?
11:45.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah.
All right, let's do
All
the
right.
picks.
Dolphins, Bills.
Bills.
I'm gonna go Dolphins because I don't know if Josh Allen's gonna play. Ravens, Bengals.
Ravens.
Steelers, Browns.
Steelers. Baker sucks.
I'm gonna go Browns on this one.
Okay. Browns.
Vikings, Lions.
Lions.
I'll go Vikings. Jets. We'll wait for that one. Cowboys, Giants.
Giants.
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
Ooh,
They can
this is
win the
going to be a
division.
big week.
Falcons, Buccaneers.
Bucks.
Packers, Bears.
I think you farted. Packers.
Raiders, Broncos.
Raiders. Got to get off their skid.
I'll go Raiders too. Jaguars, Colts.
Colts.
Chargers, Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I'm gonna go Chargers. Cardinals, Rams.
Cardinals.
I'm gonna go Rams.
Without golf?
I
Broke his
think the
thumb.
Cardinals don't have Murray.
Oh, that's right.
Seahawks, 49ers.
Seahawks.
I go Seahawks. Saints, Panthers.
Saints.
Titans, Texans.
Titans.
Football team, Eagles.
Eagles.
I'm gonna go Eagles.
No.
too.
I'm going football team because I think the Eagles quarterback hurt his knee. I think I think he
Hurts?
tore his PCL. I think he hurt his PCL. That's what I
Really?
think. And nobody's talking about it because he hit his knee.
PCL's a bad injury, isn't it?
It's a terrible injury. And I know all the mechanisms. When I tore my ACL, I taught myself every single mechanism for how to hurt yourself.
Isn't PCL like the worst?
It's one of the worst because it's hard to
'Cause
fix.
that's the ligament that goes from like over your knee, right?
Yeah, so
like
your
top to bottom.
ACL, it's like the cross in between
Yeah.
your knee, but the PCL,
Isn't it the longest ligament? It goes from like the top.
it
across.
goes inside,
Yeah.
but it prevents your knee from. So guys tear their PCL. Like Julian has no PCLs, either knee, so you can get away with it. You can get away with playing without PCLs, but it tears your knee apart. Probably that's why he's got bone on bone.
I don't see it, but I'm gonna go Eagles on that one. And then
He hit his knee. He hit his knee directly into the ground. You tear your PCL by driving your knee down into the turf. That's how you tear your PCL.
I'll agree with you. I have no idea. Jets, Patriots.
I'm going Patriots. I can't go Jets. I hate the Jets.
I'll go Patriots too. I think they're gonna be without like anybody that's.
Yeah.
I think they'll be without Lawrence Guy.
I mean, it's
Damian
not going to be an
Harris.
easy game. I think it's going to be a dogfight because they're going to want to beat the Pats. Like
Yeah.
the Jets are going to want. The Jets have already lost their overall. Like they've already won 2. They're like, all right, screw it. Might as well just beat the Pats and just might as well.
It'd be good if they beat the Patriots, honestly, because you get a little bit better pick.
Yeah, but Bill doesn't want to lose to the Jets.
It's going to be
He
crazy.
hates the Jets.
Because this offseason is going to be big, right, with the Patriots with the draft, right? Because
Huge.
like nobody's going to trade the freaking pick. It's going to be like everybody's like, Mac Jones is there, this guy's there, and then it's going to be Patriots trade the pick for 2 second-round picks.
I know. Everyone's going to be like, what?
Yeah. But I'd be okay with that. It depends on what they're going to do. If they can get somebody like Matthew Stafford or Derek Carr, where you can get like 4 or 5 years out of it.
Stay away from David Carr. That guy
Why?
doesn't have
Derek
it.
Carr.
Derek Carr, whatever.
I
They
won't
both
go with
suck.
David Carr.
David Carr's terrible too.
I think Derek Carr is pretty good.
I don't think he's good at all.
What would you rather have start, Derek Carr or Cam Newton?
Derek Carr.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Cam Newton needs to take his $100 million and ride off into the sunset, or be a backup and make a lot of money. He's not a starting quarterback anymore.
I don't think anybody pays him. The problem is
He's
for
a
him to-
starting, so he did well when he was young because he could run. Like
he could also throw it. Like,
he could throw.
There's got to be something wrong with his arm when he tore that rotator cuff because he
Dude,
can't
tear
he
your
can't throw
rotator
it.
cuff. Imagine tearing your rotator cuff. I've never had any injuries, and I'm like, damn, rotator cuff and then throwing.
Well,
Like he throws like this, like.
The problem too is like a baseball pitcher tears a rotator cuff, right? They're still like extending their arm and have full range of motion on it.
He throws it from here.
Yeah, but a quarterback though, with your pads on, like you don't throw the same thing as a pitcher, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you can extend your arm and all that. You have to kind of throw it different. I think of the ace. You don't really hear
As Tom
a lot
Brady
of rotator
would say,
cuffs.
Tom Brady, so every single day, I would throw with Tom, and I would throw with Jimmy G. Before practice, I'd go out early. And me and him would play chest and face. So chest is 1 point, face is 2 points. And Tom would always tell me, when you're throwing a football, you want to have a high C. So you want your shoulder as high as possible on the top of your head, and you want the ball like this. Like you want to wrap your hand around the ball, high C, and as you come through, the last finger to come off is your index. So it's like a whip. Like it's like you're whipping the
It's like
ball.
you're flicking it.
Flicking it. You're flicking the ball. And he said the better your C is at the top, the better rotation your ball's going to have, the more accuracy you're going to have. And a football, when you throw a football deep, is supposed to turn down.
Yeah.
So if you don't throw the ball correctly, it never turns directly back down. So it never hits into the pocket perfectly. And Tom can throw like his ball always is like spinning crazy because I think he's long levers.
Yeah.
He's kind of
He's
like
the
Randy
prototypical
Johnson.
quarterback.
He's like tall, long,
Yeah.
Drew Bledsoe, big, tall.
Yeah.
But when you have like shorter arms, it's harder to do that.
Yeah, Cam's big and everything, but if you
He doesn't throw like that.
But
though.
his arm doesn't come above his shoulder.
He doesn't throw
like where his arm's releasing.
It's
like
low.
this.
Yeah, he looks opposite of where he's throwing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
it's a weird motion, and I think that's the problem is with the Patriots offense is it's all about timing, right? And
That's it. And he doesn't know it.
Well, he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been in it, and then also he can't throw the ball in time.
Can you tell we had a dog in our today?
What do you think
a
about
puppy?
Stidham?
Stidham, I think
What do you think
they're
about
setting
seeing
him
it,
up.
though?
They're setting him up to fail by
Yeah.
putting him in the second, third quarter.
Yeah.
Name him the starter for the week, so he has a week of practice, so he doesn't go out there. Because he even said it in the post game, like I try to do the best I can in scout team. Any chance I get on, like when you're the starter, you're with the ones. You're taking all the reps. When you're the backup, you're not. You're doing the scout team. You're looking at a card and you're throwing the ball out off a card. You're not taking any reps. So when you go out there in the third quarter, it's not going to help you, and you're down. Whatever he was down, he went out there. And you have to throw the ball, and you can't go into a game plan, you can't run it, or you can't do anything, then you're naturally going to be behind the eight ball.
Yeah. No,
So-
I think he's kind of screwed in that whole thing.
Screwed.
You're not getting
so that doesn't
a
help.
fair
That doesn't
shot
help
at it.
him. No.
So who do you think the Patriots should get as their number one receiver?
Calvin Johnson. No. I don't know. I haven't looked at like the college ranks, but
No, for free agent.
a free agent?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's tough. So free agency is always really hit or miss. I'd say a big body guy.
I think Allen Robinson would be the best one.
Yes, that would be great. But
Yeah.
I don't think that they want to pay that money out. So your best bet to get a big time receiver like that is to hopefully find one like DK in the draft.
They
Because
tried
we
with
know the
N'Keal
Patriots
Harry.
don't but they missed on him. He ain't got it.
No.
He ain't got it.
He's got the physicals of it. I don't
He
think
doesn't have
he has
it.
the drive.
He doesn't have the. He doesn't have that.
Like, do you
want
think
to.
N'Keal's out there with Cam?
I would
early
rather
throwing the
Myers
ball?
than Harry.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
100% every day.
But you think N'Keal Harry's out there like an hour before practice throwing balls and stuff like catching balls?
I think
from
he's
Cam
had too
and-
many concussions and he worries about getting hit too hard.
Who?
Harry,
Really?
because he had concussion problems in high school,
Yeah.
and then when he had one a few weeks ago, he was out like 2 weeks.
I just think it's like you get the number one pick, you get a little bit of a contract, and it's just like, well, I'm all set.
Well, he's not.
But I think that's what it is, though.
How about this?
It's pretty good.
How about this Switchback? Shout
mean-
out to Switchback. Very good
Yeah,
stuff.
The E. coli is pretty good.
It is. It is. It's unfiltered. I'll have to figure that out. Vermont though, it's clean up there.
But,
But,
yeah, but it's unfiltered. But you I think you're boiling it when you're making.
when you
it.
drink it,
No, when they're
your
making
body
the beer.
boils it.
No, when you're making the
Oh
beer.
yeah, it's fermented.
So it's
Well, I think that's a wrap
Yeah.
on this episode. We had a good time on this one.
yeah.
I
chasing
think,
Brody around.
think Brody was bad. I got to clean up some urine, which is
You get used to that,
we
though,
found
right?
this carpet somewhere in an alley. Remember?
You're
And
getting
then-
used to it, though, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I have all wood floors, so it's great. It's going to start warping soon. So, any wood floor people out there, I might give you a call. So thanks. Do the shout. Do the thing. I can't do it the way you can.
Yeah. Visit us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, pretty much everywhere that's out on the internet. You can go find us for episode 15.
15. So
15.
go Pats.
And Rob Stoll set up
Beat
the
Jets.
zoo. He has set up the zoo still.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that next
or
week.
brewery.
We'll do the zoo next week, or we'll do the brewery. It doesn't matter.
I don't
We can
care.
do Castle Island or the
Don't matter
zoo.
to me.
The zoo, my guy Roland was gone when we wanted to do it. So we got to set it up for next week, or, so we don't freeze our asses off. We'll
Cold
do it.
already.
But, all right.
All right, we'll
Take
see you
care.
guys next week.
See ya.